Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Minor League Esports. It is Sunday, and it is time for more Rocket League action. Lovely Sunday night, and we've got a Master League matchup for you all here to start things out for myself and, of course, Squid in the booth. I am Hunted here, being your host, and as I mentioned, I've got my good friend Squid in the booth with me. And Squid, it is a Masters League matchup, top-level Rocket League here in MLE, and I'm just ready to get started with this one.
You and me both, and you said it. Sunday is really the day to be here. Sunday fun day, as I like to call it. I don't think anybody else likes to call it that, but I guess, you know, I have to be the odd one out occasionally, or in my case, most of the time. But anyways, as you mentioned, yeah, good matchup coming up here in the Masters League. Looking forward to it, and we got some nice teams all lined up for y'all.
Yep, the Knights and Express. It's obviously an early season matchup for both of these teams. Both teams coming in 1-1, I believe, in score. So a kind of a match to propel yourself into the season a little bit, and it's always nice to have a couple of early wins, especially in a league like MLE here.
Yeah, it certainly is. You mentioned both 1-1 for series, but the Express are sitting at the disadvantage game-wise 4-6 in comparison to the Knights 5-5, but still basically about as close as you could ask for. So as we get into this one, trying to predict who's going to win might be a coin flip at that point.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one. Some names that should be known throughout the MLE on display here. The Knights, Galaxy, and Mike is my Icus. That's a great save. I can't believe Rushy got to that one. And perfect introduction for the Express, Rushy and Hermod. So a good start to the game. Rushy has to make a big save, but the Knights start things off quickly. Shot on goal. Galaxy still trying to create here. Mike, another quick shot, just missed it wide. But the Knights coming out strong to start this game, Squid.
Yeah, I think they had a lot riding on that first shot, so unfortunately they got deflected away, but still managed to follow up with a nice demo. The shot just wasn't quite there, narrowly missing out in the upper left-hand corner. And as you mentioned, a strong start. We'll have to see if they can follow through.
Back come the Express. Rushy out of the corner, has Hermod out in mid. Up for it, but it will be Galaxy to play it onward. First minute gone. No score here. Rushy in a bit of a tough spot now as Mike will carry it through. This will bounce out towards Galaxy. Collects. One-on-one. He's by, but can't get past Rushy. And this will bounce out back to the midfield. No score early on here as Galaxy put in a bit of an awkward spot there. He's able to make the challenge. Mike will play it away. And both teams still trying to feel each other out, though the Express haven't yet registered a shot here in game one. And that is a big giveaway, and Mike will punish. 1-0 here for the Knights.
Yeah, I think you said it best. A huge giveaway here for Rushy. Trying to go for that flick up high, and no dice. Hermod, not much of a chance for that one, but some nice placement from Mike is my like. No doubt. We did see the one chance the Express had at the opposing net. Mike is my like was back for boost. They had the one-on-one possession, but they didn't really end up taking a shot. So it was interesting to see, at least from my point of view, but I guess to each their own when it comes to making your approach in Rocket League.
Well, hey, it worked out there for Mike.
Certainly did.
We'll see if he can make it work yet again. Rushy back the other way, hit the post. Solid opportunity there. Here's Hermod up for this one. Galaxy will get there just in time. And the Knights will play it away. 1-0. Just over 3 minutes left to go. As this is going to be Galaxy defending the cage. Hermod trying to eye this one up. So we played off the back wall. Oh, Mike couldn't quite get there. Rushy might have an opportunity. Ball bounced a little tough for him. Still trying. Galaxy able to play it away. Hermod, quick shot. There's the goal. The Express will respond just before halftime here.
And again, the slow approach here from Rushy, but this time baits out the defense from Galaxy. And Mike is my eye getting caught out just a little bit too far up there. And I can't help but wonder if that was kind of the game plan they were bringing at the get-go for that particular offensive, because you saw Hermod already well set up there on the right side to pick up the equalizer.
That's going to be a 1-1 game now. Knights and Express dueling it out here in this early game number one. Really no team with a ton of momentum here in the series. Both teams some solid plays on either side. This next goal certainly could set the tone for the remainder of the series as Mike looking for it. Couldn't quite get that touch past Rushy. Here comes Galaxy, has to make a play. Solid possession work there from Galaxy, though he's got to be careful now as Rushy with the challenge. But the Knights will clean up. The demo going to open up a little bit of space here, and Mike will take advantage of it. Maybe a one-on-one with Hermod, just high. Galaxy rebound, no touch. And we'll continue to play 1-1, though back the other way. Hermod, great flick, and we see pretty similar plays on either side, Squid. Nobody really able to capitalize on the 1v1s.
Yeah, and I think at this point in time, it's looking like a very ones-based game, trying to gain any sort of possession and then worrying about the follow-up afterwards. Both of these teams trying to vie for control of that ball in the red zone. Well, I guess the Express aren't trying to vie for control in the actual red zone, but you get the idea. Here's Mike, pass over to Galaxy. One of the first kind of midfield passes that we've seen for most of the game coming out here in the last 90 seconds. Might be a change of pace on the horizon.
Well, maybe a little bit of a realization that these solo plays not quite working how they would like. Especially at this level, there's a whole lot of time and space. You can find those passing plays. It can work out quite well, but still we play on 1-1. 65 seconds left to go. This is a beautiful opportunity, but Mike gets there in time. Hermod with a quick challenge. Now they might get caught out, do the Express, but Rushy just get there in time, able to make that play. Now Mike out of the corner, trying to pass this one out in front. Galaxy not going to die for it, just going to put pressure on Rushy in the corner. And overtime looms here in game one. An early close battle between these two teams is not something you often see in twos.
Right, you are, and I think Hunted, you mentioned Galaxy not wanting to die for that last shot. Might be a little bit of timid play. Nobody wants to make that one crucial mistake, and I think the Express almost got caught out on the way back, so he might be starting to play a little bit more like a turtle, but there has been so much of the midfield line and a lot of crossing that midfield line this game. They might have a breakaway here, no. Plenty of respect here by Rushy, going in for the block and will find it out to the final 10 seconds.
And Galaxy has to go up, touch this one away. Rushy's still here, though, looks for the pass. Great demo. Mike going to take Hermod off the pitch. Rushy will see it clear, though this could still be dangerous. Mike is there. He just missed it high. And we will go into overtime now as the Knights and Express battle for this first game of the series. Again, a very close one here in the Masters League as Mike has Galaxy. They score. The Knights off the kickoff and 7 seconds in overtime.
And it was such a cautious game the entire time, but Rushy unfortunately can't be in two places at once. Wants to put pressure on the passer, but also wanting to keep the net closed for business. But the Knights find a spot in the open left-hand side and take game one. Close calls, certainly. We mentioned how the Express were at a minor disadvantage when it came to a game differential so far this season. Of course, it is only the third series that anybody's playing, so take that as you will. But it kind of showed here. It felt like the Knights had a little bit more control, especially when you look at the shot count, totaling 8 for the Knights, 3 for the Express. But they came out of the gate just a little bit harder, and they were able to wrap it up really quickly in OT.
Yeah, and I mean, even though the shot differential is quite, it's quite apparent here in the scoring at the end of the game, still the Express, it never really felt like they were fully on the back foot for most of that game. Sure, there's always going to be changes in pressure and things like that, but it never felt like the Express were under the gun, if you will, during that game against the Knights, which is a good sign if you're not generating a lot of shots. However, you need to start generating more shots, I think is the big key right now for the Express. We saw them break into the zone, but they were getting a little bit stifled along those corner walls, and the Knights were doing a good job of making sure somebody was always home.
Yeah, and I think this next game, we might see a bit of a change in pace here. As we harped on so many times, this was a pretty slow game one. Both teams trying to make the first move, but not be too over-aggressive in doing so. So moving on here to game number 2, I feel like we might see somebody start to go a little bit more all out, and I have a feeling it might be the Knights.
Well, yeah, we're gonna find out here. So the Knights have that 1-game lead. We'll see what they can do with it. Again, 7 seconds into overtime, the Knights taking the victory in game 1. Hard-fought battle from both sides in that one. Is Galaxy going to push it all the way down into the corner? Has Mike there. Couldn't quite find the touch. Had to rush that shot. Rushy was cutting across to try to make the save. Now Hermod back the other way. Rushy looking to turn on this one. Has both players beat, but the ball, it will fall in. Looked like it was a bit wide, but no, Rushy not going to make that mistake. Over the head of both defenders, 1-0.
And a great cut here by Rushy. Got to give credit for that. Hermod forcing a little bit of a bad touch out there by the defender, but unfortunately catching both of the Knights players trying to play up on that ball. Rushy finds the gap and takes the opportunity every day of the week. Very well done in the way you want to start game 2.
It's a smart challenge by Rushy, as you mentioned. Love to see that out of the Express, not forcing things, not getting panicky on the offensive side after being down a game, just playing the way that they want to play. We'll see if that continues here as they have this 1-goal lead, but Mike, a lot of harassment in the zone. Rushy will be able to get up to it. Mike now turning on it, bumped away. And the physical play coming out from both sides early on here in game 2. This one going to open up a little bit for Mike, but that is well wide. Hermod again getting taken out. You can tell Knights really starting to get physical here.
They are indeed, and we've seen some counterplay from the Express in the same way, and that's going to be no exception. And Hermod looking for more, will force the jump, and there is Rushy to put in the second goal, and the quick turnaround for the Express pays off.
Galaxy wants to control that ball, but you know that the Express are going to be barreling down on you. I respect slow play. I respect possession play, especially in twos. But sometimes, Squid, it's better to get that ball away so you don't run into those things. Mike was left all alone there, 2-on-1 situation. No, he's got a shot here. Hermod will make the save, and we'll see if the Knights change things up out of their own corners.
Well, a 2-goal lead, though. You got to think that the Express feeling fairly confident that might just extend to 3, and it will right here. Rushy with a hat trick now, assisted by Hermod. Unfortunately, they're not all assisted, but either way, looking very good on the punish game.
Yeah, just the 2 assists for Hermod, but it has been quite good from the Express. 3 goals on 3 shots for Rushy. Limiting the Knights to just the 2, and more importantly, no goals on the board, as here comes Mike. Still trying to put some pressure on. Galaxy very deep in his own zone. He will end up playing this one down into the Express territory. Good pass down. Mike now along that back wall. Has a play to Galaxy. He's there. Opts not to go for it. Hermod will rotate forward, make the save. Not quite sure why Galaxy decided not to play that one. Knew he had Rushy over the top. Maybe didn't want to have that one pinch out, but you're down by 3, Squid. Got to take a risk at some point.
Yeah, and that's the real question. When do you get to that critical mass location of being down by 3, but, there's a little time on the clock, whereas you want to make those risky challenges. And I guess for Galaxy, it just didn't pay off. The risk was not, or was a little bit more powerful than the reward in that particular instance, but now at half, the Knights are going to have to come up with something. They were only able to win the last game by a mere 1, and they haven't been able to put anything together here on the offensive end, being limited to only 3 shots thus far, and none of them particularly effective.
The Express done a great job of buttoning down in their own zone. Really haven't given too many opportunities to the Knights. This is going to be a wide open shot for Hermod. Oh, great save from Mike. Just gets there in time. Will keep it a 3-0 game. Now back the other way. Rushy will play it onward, and with 2 minutes left to go, the Knights still struggling. Doing a great job of keeping things out of the goal, but that's not going to score you any goals. You got to play some offense here for the blue side.
Yeah, I think you're right. At this point, the timid nature has to go away, and here's Galaxy to try and put one on. Mike has to try and recycle, but he's got no boost in the tank. They'll instantly get pushed back, and they tried to come out of their shell there for a second, but to no avail. That first shot on target so easily defended with 2 Express defenders already set for, and this might turn disastrous as well. If I'm not mistaken, that's a double commit and an open net for Hermod to finally put one on the board.
And you got to wonder what was the plan on that one. Hermod is facing the right way to challenge this ball. I realize Galaxy maybe wants to transition quickly, had Mike in midfield, but you saw the bump. You knew that the play was going to blow up there, and just a couple of decision-making problems here for the Knights. Really going to set them back in this game. And now, with 4-goal lead, it looks like the Express will certainly tie the series up as we head into game number 3. Not too surprising, I think, for any of us watching this one. We knew this was going to be a close matchup, especially after that first game. But right now, if you're the Knights, this is danger territory here, Squid. The Express have a lot of momentum. They looked really good here in this game, too, as Mike almost gets one in there for the Knights. But you've got to make sure that you reset after this game and get back to playing the way that you were playing before.
Yeah, Rocket League completely mentally taxing when you get to this top level of play. Like we said, this is the Masters League. You know, these people are expected to play the game at the top tier, and even then some. So at this point, they're probably reevaluating instead of actually trying to, you know, commit too hard for goals here, unless they're trying to get one for the road, of course. I think at this point, you kind of give it up and say, all right, what did we do wrong? And I think that right there is exactly what it was. Those kinds of double commits absolutely cannot happen, especially in the defensive end. As we all know, in twos, if you send two people for the ball and you don't gain a dominating control, it's going to go badly for you.
The Express have proven that point as well. A lot of opportunities off the back of a couple of double commits in the Express have made it work. It'll end the game now 4-0. The shutout is complete. And all of a sudden, after that good overtime victory for the Knights, it's back to the drawing board here, and the shot counter. It really tells the story again. We saw the Knights outshoot the Express by quite a margin in game one, and now all of a sudden it's flipped around.
Yeah, they did manage to put up a couple of good marks, though, when it comes to the shot category, so at least there is that to go off of. But as we mentioned, none of them were particularly impactful, and I'm looking at it right here, 7 shots against 6 saves from the Express. So even if you had good, well-placed shots, you can basically count on either of those players, of Rushy or Hermod, being there to make that save. Of course, those saves being split evenly amongst them is just another little bit on top of that. You can count on both of them to be there consistently, time and again. So something has got to change. It's either got to be better passes with higher velocity, some sort of individual heroics, or you guys are going to have to start getting physical with it. And they did try that limitedly in game 1 and 2, but again, it didn't work out for them. So it's on to plan C at that point.
Yeah, and honestly, it looked like the Knights kind of got away from the physical play there towards the end of that game. And really, they had the best opportunities of the game towards that beginning point. A couple of good demos really opened up some space. I'd love to see them go back, try it again here, at the very least in game 3. See if you can't get that to work, and if it doesn't work again this time, maybe abandon it for a different strategy heading into game 4. But that said, this is game number 3. Things are tied up at 1. The Knights and Express doing battle here early on in this young season as Galaxy gets a gift for the first of the game. The Knights will score 6 seconds in.
It definitely was a favorable kickoff, but for Rushy here, that one is going to bite, unfortunately, as pretty simple ball to save. Not necessarily easy, but a simple play. Unfortunately, could not make contact. And Galaxy, of course, there for the punish. Does make me wonder how impactful this first goal is going to be. Going for a ceiling shot here, and it might turn into a passing play, but no, it will be closed out in the end. So the Knights now on the counterattack. No. Are you kidding me? They get punished completely from Hermod.
Yeah, that's it. It starts with that Rushy 50 as well. Hermod jumps all over it. Galaxy, no boost in the tank. Used up a bit too much on that ceiling play, unfortunately. And Mike and Galaxy both going to get caught out there. So 1-1, 4:40 left to go. Game number 3. And after that good start from the Knights, it will be washed away. And we're back even. So here comes Hermod now. Sidewall has Rushy there, right out to him. They'll score. The Express, 2 quick ones, and they're in the lead.
And this kind of stings for the Knights, if I'm being honest, because Mike is actually making contact with that ball, but not nearly enough to send it in the direction that he wanted it to go, right out to Rushy in the mid. And I was talking about, that first goal might be somewhat important. Well, clearly I was wrong, for one, and for two, the Express could not have cared less.
Well, it's the nature of this game, especially in a situation where there's only 4 players on the pitch. A lot of space opens up, and typically a lot of goals get scored here in these types of situations. So no panic on the Knights side, at least not yet. 4 minutes left to go. Just need one as Mike has to make a save. This will fall down to Galaxy. Takes his time, gets demoed in midfield again by Hermod, and it's happened again to Galaxy. That is probably the third or fourth time in this series that Galaxy has tried to take his time out of his own zone, and he's been punished for it, though he might get rewarded here as that one bounces over both players, and the Knights will score. It's 2-2.
I think Hermod may have actually encouraged this one in, although I will not be ascribing any blame there because didn't really have much time to work with. Galaxy, of course, bearing down on that ball, but as you mentioned, bouncing over top of the one player, Rushy out of the corner there. Definitely not the best place you want to be, but I did say that individual heroics might be the play for the Knights. Perhaps this is simply a gift to get them kickstarted.
And we'll see if that turns into more, as Mike's got to play this out of his own zone. Hermod in a tough spot, able to get back to it. Looked like he side flipped earlier on. He's able to recover, makes the play now. Rushy quickly down. Great pass out, but won't quite be able to get that on goal. Will Hermod, and it will bounce into the corner. 2-2, 3:05. All that remains here in this game number 3. Of course, the winner of this one get that match point, if you will, heading into game 4. We, of course, will play all 5, as each game so very important for playoff seeding later on. But here comes Mike and Galaxy. Flick up there. Rushy gets there in time, forces Galaxy into a tough touch. This will be back to the midfield line as halftime approaches.
The Knights right now trying to gain any control that they possibly can at this point. Looking for some sort of avenue of approach, and I think the passing department is where they're looking at present. Haven't seen anything particularly convincing just yet, but it might start up here soon as that one's lobbed up high. Galaxy will try to convert, but it's just a little bit too far-fetched.
There's a good demo. Going to open up some space for Mike. Got to be quick with it, though, as Rushy is bearing down. Solid touch. Galaxy rushes forward, but takes no shot. Will turn now. Hermod's there, able to make the save, and that one will clear yet again. As this is dangerous, Hermod scores off the giveaway, and it's 3-2.
And this is not the first time we've seen these kinds of giveaways for the Knights here. So disappointing. Mike had a great touch on that ball, looking to angle it up high into the left, I believe, on the backboard, but made the wrong bit of contact. Ends up being a complete freebie there for Hermod, who's always going to punish on that open net. At this point in the Masters League, you can essentially expect any open net to be automatically punished. Well, they've only got 105 seconds to try and get back into this game, and Rushy looking for the pass out. No, there will be no conversion, but still a very threatening individual push there.
The Express looking for that insurance play. That's a good turnaround in the zone there by Rushy. He's got Hermod at the top of the box, but really shouldn't have too much of an opportunity. Galaxy down to Mike, and they will get it back to the midfield. Minute 20 left to go. Mike cuts in hard. Great shot. Galaxy's there, but the shot is weak. Should be no problem for Rushy. And they will play it away, at least for the moment. Yes, Hermod all the way back down. Galaxy side flips, and they score 4-2 now for the Express.
Feels side flip, man. That is so unfortunate to see. And if Galaxy had been able to make contact there, I almost feel like Mike would have still served as an excellent passing target. So all the more unfortunate for what could be a potential 2-goal swing if they got some proper contact on that ball, trying to transition it back down. But now the Express can just hold on for the remainder of regulation. And the control that they've had has been, I think, fairly dominant. So I'm going to give this to them as long as they can avoid mistakes here.
It has certainly been 2 back-to-back games that Express certainly seems like the better team right now. However, the Knights certainly not out of the series and really not out of this game if they can score 1 here. Mike needs to make a play. Hermod will shut that down for the moment. Galaxy trying to play out of the corner. 30 seconds left. This will come off the ceiling. Mike is there. But really, the Express more than happy to just play this corner ball, especially with that long clear. And this should be just about the end of the game, as Mike trying to get things going, but really it has been a stifling defensive effort from the Express for about the last 2 minutes or so. compound that with a couple of goals, and the Express are going to take game 3, nearly another one there at the end. But regardless, this is what I was talking about, Squid. The Knights were in danger territory in game 2 with that tough loss. Turns into another tough loss here, and now it's really dangerous because you're on match point.
Yeah, end of the game, as you mentioned, very tough spot to be in, but it's not the end of hope, as they haven't lost it quite yet. Still plenty of opportunity for them to get back into it, but I think that you and I kind of on the same page here. For the Express, they kind of just take the lead and then let the Knights wear themselves out as they desperately attempt to perform some sort of high-flying, super-duper, ultra-flying V8 figure-8 passing play in the front, and then the shot just is kind of a wimpy one at the end. So I think for the Express here, that's basically their win condition, is just get the lead and then allow the Knights to take shots because they're simply not that impactful. I feel like the best pushes that we saw came mostly from Mike and Galaxy making some sort of individual play that kind of confused the defense a little bit, but still saving that man in the midfield to make the retreating play or even a backup if necessary. So for the Knights, simply do not overcommit, do not leave an open net, because as soon as the Express get the lead, they're just going to turtle up, and apparently there's nothing they can do about it.
Well, I mean, to your point there as well, and maybe even a little bit just to add on to that, I would really like to see. I mean, you have to be responsible in a game like twos. You have to be responsible with your positioning, especially at this level. But I would really like to see Galaxy. I don't know what it is about this series, but he has seemed very, very hesitant to me just throughout. He's been trying to make these solo plays out of his own zone. We've seen him turn off a couple of decent opportunities. Could be goals, might not be. And I get you don't want to give up easy goals, but you're already doing that as the Knights at times. And I would love to see Galaxy a little bit more aggression, a little quicker through the midfield zone, and try to put the Express on the back foot for once here in Game 4.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree with you on that point as well. Galaxy has been a little bit hesitant, and I think that one of the biggest things for me is that for an opponent who's trying to generate space on the defensive end, as the Express so effectively are, one of the best strategies is just to try and stifle any sort of touch they have before it gets out, and that means increasing your pace of play, even if it means being a little bit more aggressive than you want to be. So that might be one of the big things to look out for here for the Knights, but I think when it comes down to it, it might just be a mental game.
Well, we saw a double commit there by the Knights. They didn't get punished as Hermod was on the respawn. But still, the Express play in the zone. That'll be the second shot of the game for the Express now. As Rushy up for it. Oh, he couldn't get the angle. Had a beautiful shot opportunity there. Just couldn't quite get it down. So now Galaxy looks to be on low boost. Going to flick it over to Mike. Will fall across the box. Back out towards the midfield, but really no opportunity there. They had a good play developing. But just no shot on goal as now Galaxy keeps the ball in. 3:35 left to go. Looking for the back wall play. No problem for Hermod. And again, Mike, great pass to Galaxy. That's back up. Mike is there, but no touch. Here's Galaxy one more time. Hermod will play it away. And the Knights got to reload and try again.
Fortunately, though, they do have plenty of time to work with here. Mike having picked up that boost in the back with so much space to approach here. Well, that's a huge 50-50 going to shut them right down. And I think right now it might actually be more of a midfield battle. We were talking about how the Knights are going to want to get a little bit more insistent, I guess is one way to put it, on the offensive end. But I'm noticing that it seems like they're waiting for forfeitures of possession here from the Express so they can continue to apply repeated pressure before going in for that final shot. The problem is, if you're going to go in for that final shot, you're taking both your players out of the play. You have got to be confident that it's going through.
Oh, Mike has no boost. Or did he? I'm not sure, but I need to go back and rewatch that play. It looked like he was at a boost, but then at the end he starts the boost play. I'm not sure what his decision was there, but either way, falls into the back of the goal, and the Express a free one to start the game.
Yeah, I think simply Mike had no boost in the tank, didn't want to risk making the flip for fear of being out of position there. I got a chance to look at it from his cam. That's just so unfortunate. They've still got half the game to go and 2 goals to come back from, which is not impossible. But the way that things have been looking so far this series, I would not necessarily be in the highest hopes.
Yeah, that was a great challenge by Rushy, though. Beautifully played at the top of the box there, just trying to force the Knights back. realizing that they're trying to find that aggression. And it's worth mentioning, Squid, Rushy 2 goals, but he's got 6 shots in this game already. So far, the Knights only able to muster the 1, and it's interesting because you wouldn't think that just by watching this game. Really, the Knights have been in the offensive zone, but again, just unable to generate dangerous shooting opportunities. That's exactly what Galaxy's trying here, but again, it's Hermod quickly to it. It'll force the Knights back into their own zone. Maybe an opportunity actually out of this corner. Rushy's there. It's just pushed wide. Mike gets a piece of it to help it along, and it'll be 2-2. Or I'm sorry, 2-0 with 2 minutes left to go in Game 4.
It looked like it was a decent opportunity there for the Knights to make some sort of counter, but they just could not quite pick up on it. Galaxy not getting the possession that they wanted for that one. Another shot going to come against here. Mike has no trouble clearing it away. But again, there's just so much space being allowed for the Express on the defensive side that they have no trouble getting out into the attacking half of their field. And Mike's going to take a nice high shot, and that will actually squirt past both defenders and bring us back within 1.
And this is a good little pass. Galaxy realizes he has a ton of time and space, and that's one of the first defensive errors we've seen from the Express in this game. And Galaxy utilizes it to its fullest. Mike, great shot as well. That'll be a 2-1 game. They got to be quick, though. Right off the kickoff, it's 2 goals again with 90 seconds left to go here in Game 4.
And if ever you wanted to find yourself in a difficult mental situation, that's probably it. This playing against an opponent who has been so strong defensively, finally getting something past them with a good passing play, and then conceding a kickoff goal, which is largely out of your control. That is just so unfortunate to see for the Knights, and hopefully there won't be another one here as Rushki taps it off the backboard, looks for the second, but Galaxy will get there, but still needs an extra touch to get it away, and the Knights might have another chance at offense here in the final 75 seconds.
Oh, Mike nearly got that around Rushy. Here comes Hermod, 2-on-1. Mike's hustling back, won't be needed as Galaxy now turns this into a 2v1 the other way. No play out in front, and Mike's just going to turn around as Rushy sends it onward. 60 seconds left, 3-1 scoreline. Hermod will challenge the net. Rushy's there to play it out in front. That's a freebie, and Hermod will score it. 4-1 for the Express, and it looks like they're about to take this series.
And another double commit here for the Knights. I'm honestly convinced that even if Mike hadn't boosted at that ball there, that he still would not have been able to make that save. So unfortunate situation once again. At this point, the Knights might have to fight for that 5th game and just hope that it doesn't become a 4-1 series, putting them significantly farther behind in the standings. But they might get a free one back here. Unfortunately, he's not on target as it was for the Express, but Galaxy, the double tap. It looked like it was almost an error, but some divine blessing. You can see the hand of God reach down there and guide it in.
Well, hey, he'll tell you every day of the week that was on purpose, Squid. Just wanted to get that top corner shot away.
I respect it.
And he does so. 4-2 now. It's Galaxy going to try to start the comeback here for the Knights. They need 35 seconds left to go. Got to play out of their own zone, though, as Rushy and company doing a great job of maintaining distance, maintaining possession throughout this game, as now Galaxy maybe one final opportunity. But it will be Rushy again, wasting time back to the Knights zone. And if Galaxy can turn with this one, maybe there's still a chance. They've got to hustle, though. Have to score with time remaining. Rushy says absolutely no way will you be playing in our zone for these final moments, as Hermod will score. Hat trick for him. Rushy with 3 assists as well. And it's a 5-2 game.
For the Express here, they never let up. Honestly, it feels like that they've been playing a pretty consistent game, if you're asking me. As we mentioned, their defense has been looking strong throughout this series. You know, they had some ups and downs, but for the most part, they've been completely solid on the back line, and they have had some moments on the offensive half as well. So very well done there, but it looks like we do actually have a match highlight coming down the pipeline right now from that absolutely banger pinch from Galaxy off the side.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's a big play. Galaxy needs to make this play to try to spur the comeback, and it's, I mean, you can say it's luck, Squid. I'm going to say He meant to do that just to show off a little bit. Gotta generate a little bit more pride for his team here. A nice little goal to end the game. And I mean, really, that was an important goal. I mean, it's a difference between having to come back 2 goals or 3 goals with a little bit of time remaining, and it was nice to see him put it in. Unfortunately, doesn't turn into anything here for the Knights, but now they've got to look forward to Game 5. Still have to play to your fullest here. You don't want to drop this one 1-4 if you can help it.
Yeah, absolutely not. As we mentioned, Express, they came into this, they were 4-6 in games, 1-1 in series. So they move on to 2-1 here. Congratulations, but they're also looking on the other side of that Hunted to take it 4-1 and then get their record even farther up above even. So that would be a wonderful little detail on top of the victory. But as you mentioned for the Knights here, they're kind of desperate to make sure that they don't go under too far here. So hopefully they have the mental reset that they need to get back into this game. And I'm personally hoping that we see a little bit more fervor on the offensive end because they have shown some decent plays. They just can't seem to put 2 and 2 together.
Well, here we go. It is 0-0, 5 minutes on the clock. Last game of the series. The Express taking the series victory regardless of the outcome here, but the Knights would love to get one back. So this is going to bounce into the red territory. Here comes Rushy looking for a deflection. Not going to find it. Mike will turn and try to play out of his own corner. Dangerous play out in front, but he'll make it work. Now one-on-one with Hermod. Great flick, but Hermod's there just in time. Won't be beaten that easily on the defensive side. And the Express looking to defend away. Another opportunity. That one will be wide, and Galaxy has to hustle back. No score here through the first 40 seconds or so of Game 5.
For the Knights, not necessarily an impotent start here, as they had a couple of shots. Mike making that flick over top, and Galaxy delivering a pass for the double tap opportunity. Of course, none of them really came together, but they still provided attacking chances at all, which is something that you absolutely want to see if you're a Knights fan right now. That, unfortunately, is not. Galaxy will be able to field it out of the corner.
Ooh, 2-on-1 potentially. Actually, Galaxy's going to turn, waiting for a rebound shot. Would have loved to have seen him try to demo the defender, something like that. Open up a little bit of space for Mike, and the ball just going to play all the way back down as now Rushy looking for a quick shot on that angle. And again, some unfortunate plays through the midfield, some lackluster offense here for the Knights. Again, this could be an opportunity. Rushy will get there once more. And you see that there's this potential in this Knights team, right? There's just, it seems like a lack of finish on the blue side, unfortunately.
It does feel like that. Fortunately, however, a lack of finish can be fixed. And that's, I think, what we're both hoping for. Nice angle there by Galaxy. I don't think there was ever a real chance that he was going to put that one through, but still makes the defense think. Rushy has to save off the back wall now, and the pressure is slowly mounting here for the Knights. This is precisely what they want, to try and get any boost starting that they can, keep the ball in the attacking half, and eventually they'll break through.
Yeah, but a great 50 from Rushy, going to buy plenty of time, as now Hermod looks for a 50. It'll fall down to Rushy. Great play. It's off the ceiling. Mike has to make a touch. Hermod now with possession, just trying to find a play out in front. But Mike doing a great job of making sure that everything stays to the outside, though. A bit of a giveaway to Hermod there. That's towards the far post. Galaxy will get there in time. And a close call again for the Knights. Giveaway nearly hurting them there. We've seen it a couple of times already in the series, but this should be an open net for Mike, and it will be. The Knights going to take the first goal of the game. Back and forth, this game continues to go.
And we are past the half, but there is still plenty of time here for the Express to respond, so no resting easy quite yet. We've already seen 1 or 2 giveaways here for the Knights. I hope that that does not continue to be a trend for them, because they could desperately use this here in the 5th game, and it looks like that faceoff is favorable. That one will burn straight past the goal line as Mike is my Ike put one up.
This is, I mean, Galaxy knows he's got Mike cheating, realizes Rushy opting for the boost, just has to win that one for his teammate, and a great kickoff there from Galaxy. It's one of those, the kickoffs are one of those things in this game that can mean so very much, but doesn't really get a whole lot of spotlight. As Galaxy might even find a third one here if he can pinch it. No, Russia's going to take that away. But it's nice to see the Knights on top in the kickoff department here, Squid. They've been burned a couple times by some good express kickoffs, but they got one back, and they're looking good here in Game 5.
They are indeed. I know some great cutoffs, that one included, that have been providing them a lot more space and time to either transition back onto the defense or keep it left at the midfield. That one's going to cross out in front, but Rushy's not quite close enough there to take that pass from Armad. And the Express missing out on the chance there. Not exactly characteristic based on what we've seen so far. Now Mike going to throw one all the way downfield to the red wall. 75 seconds to go, and they've only got to hold on to a lead of 2.
Still keeping the ball moving in the red zone as well. Galaxy's going to turn, has Rushy and goal Hermad. Great job getting back to that play, breaking it up before Galaxy could do anything. And a better touch there. It forces Mike into a tough save. Makes it beautifully. And that one will fall down to him. Mike again through the midfield. And he'll play it in. Had an opportunity, but really, if you're the Knights right now, happy with what has been happening in these final minutes. 40 seconds left to go. And, I mean, really, for Game 5 alone, Mike has been playing so very well here, Squid. 2 goals in this game on his 4 shots, but a couple of key defensive moments for Mike is my Ike, and it looks like the Knights will find this 5th game.
And I think the question here for basically all of us, Knights fans included, is just where were the Knights all series long? Because games 2, 3, 4, we didn't really see any of this. You know, neither of the players were standing out particularly in the solo department. Their passes were a little bit lackluster here and there, and their defense definitely did not have many great moments, as that one might be included, but they're still going to walk away with the win at the very least. So it just begs the question, what happened? What changed for the Knights here in Game 5?
Yeah, it's a good question, and one that I think needs to be broken down a little bit more. We need to go back and watch replays to really find an answer to that one, because again, it felt like a pretty similar game, but more so that the Knights were finding the attacks that they needed throughout that series, right? We didn't see them create a whole lot of opportunities, and finally, it also kind of felt like the Express weren't playing perfect defense for once in this series.
Yeah, I think that was also kind of a big part of it there. Rushy and Armad maybe letting off the gas just a little bit there, and for them, they're not. I think they're actually going to be walking away even now from this engagement at 7-7. Correct me if my math is wrong on that one. I think that's wrong. I think they're going to be 7-8. There you go. That's the one we're looking for. But either way, closer to even, and they picked up the series win as well. So technically going to be ahead in the standings in the Knights. Of course, getting that 5th one back will be rather important. You mentioned playoff seeding later down the line is going to be a huge deal with game differential. So always nice to pull one back and even get the momentum here against the Express. Maybe they'll face off against them sometime way down the line and be like, hey, you remember week 3? We do. And we're going to play this way because of it. So good experience at the very least.
Well, that will do it for this series. Well played to both teams, and again, congratulations to the Express for their victory over the Knights. 3-2 final series score. We've got one final matchup for you on the docket, so please don't go anywhere. We're going to take a very short break, and we will finish the night on the other side. You're watching MLE Sports, presented by APM Music. Just before halftime here.
And again, the slow approach here from Rushy, but this time baits out the defense from Galaxy, and Mike is my eye getting caught out just a little bit too far up there. And the quick turnaround for the Express pays off.
Galaxy wants to control that ball, but you know that the Express are going to be barreling down on you. I respect great job of buttoning down in their own zone. Really haven't given too many opportunities to the Knights. This is going to be a wide open shot for Hermad. Oh, great save from Mike. Just first of the game. The Knights will score 6 seconds in.
It definitely was a favorable kickoff, but for Rushy here, that one is going to bite, unfortunately.
That is probably the 3rd or 4th time in this series that Galaxy has tried to take his time out of his own zone, and he's been punished for it, though he might get rewarded here as that one bounces over both players.
And this is not the first time we've seen these kinds of giveaways for the Knights here. So disappointing. Mike had a great touch on that ball, looking to angle it up high and to the left, I believe. Noticing that it seems like they're waiting for forfeitures of possession here from the Express so they can continue to apply repeated pressure before going in for that final shot. The problem is, if you're going to go in for that final shot, you're taking but some divine blessing. You can see the hand of God reach down there and guide it in.
Well, hey, he'll tell you every day of the week that was on purpose, Squid. Just wanted to get that top corner in front. But Mike doing a great job of making sure that everything stays to the outside, though. A bit of a giveaway to Hermod there. That's towards the far post. Galaxy will get there in time.
In the solo department, their passes were a little bit lackluster here and there, and their defense definitely did not have many great moments, as that one might be included, but they're still going to walk away